Hello everyone, welcome to Maths and Science Intervention Club. My name is Mr. Nkona. Today we're going to be looking at the geometry of straight lines. We are going to look at the names of angles. We are going to calculate the unknown angle when we are given a structure, and we are lastly going to look at parallel lines, whereby we are going to talk about corresponding, alternating, and co-interior angles within parallel lines. Now let us start. Geometry of straight lines. We have what is called an angle. Now an angle, it is formed whereby when two lines they meet at the very same vertex. So if I draw this line and I also draw this line, I'm going to realize that these two lines they meet or they begin from the same vertex. Now if that is the case, an angle it is going to be formed. An angle it is going to be formed, which is described as the amount of turn around two arms, and an angle it is measured in degrees. Now we have names of angles. We have names of angles. We have different types of angles. Now I have the first angle, which is known as an acute angle. Now an acute angle, it is an angle that is less than 90 degrees. It lies from 0 up until 90 degrees, but then it has to be less than 90 degrees. So if I draw such an angle, I'm going to realize that an acute angle, it is an angle that is going to be of this caliber. It is less than 90 degrees, but then greater than 0 degrees. Now it is less than 90 degrees. Now if I look at the second type of an angle, we have an angle which is known as a right angle. A right angle. Now a right angle, it is an angle that is equal to 90 degrees, exactly equal to 90 degrees. So that kind of an angle, it is an angle like this, whereby if you see a square indicated by a square box that is written over there. So if you see something like this, we should automatically know that it is exactly 90 degrees. So a right angle it is equals to 90 degrees. Now we have the third angle, which is greater than 90 degrees, but then less than 180 degrees. That angle it is known as an obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. So an obtuse angle, it is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees, but then less than 180 degrees. So it is something of this caliber. It is greater than 90, but then less than 180 degrees. So we have an angle like this one, which is greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. Now we have the fourth angle, which is known as a straight line. So a straight line angle, we have a straight line angle. This is an angle that is exactly equal to 180 degrees. So it is exactly equal to 180 degrees. A straight line is a line that does not curve. So that line, we are going to have our vertex here. It's an angle that is equal to 180 degrees. So it is equal to 180 degrees. So we have 180 degrees there on a straight line. We have a reflex angle. We have a reflex angle. This is a kind of an angle that is greater than 180 degrees, but then less than 360 degrees. So it is drawn like this. It's an angle that is greater than 180, but less than 360 degrees. Let me just make something like this. That angle, it appears like this. It is greater than 180 degrees, but less than 360 degrees. Now we have the last angle, which is known as a revolution. We have what is called revolution. This is the kind of an angle that is equal to 360 degrees, exactly equals to 360 degrees. It is an angle around a point. So we have 360 degrees over there. It is equals to 360 degrees exactly. Now now that we know different types of angles and able to classify them according to the degrees. So if I'm given 45 degrees, I'm going to say 45 degrees, it is less than 90, therefore this one is going to be a what? An acute angle, acute angle. If I was given 104 degrees, I can say that this angle is greater than 90 but less than 180 degrees. Therefore, this kind of an angle is going to be an obtuse angle. Now, if I was given 340 degrees and I'm required to classify this angle, I can see that 340 degrees, it is greater than 180 but less than 360. Therefore, this kind of an angle is going to be a reflex angle. It's going to be a reflex angle. Now, but then if I'm given an angle that is close to 90 degrees, automatically that angle, it is a right angle. Now, if I'm given 180 degrees, it is a straight line angle. And if I'm given angles around a point, 360 degrees, it is going to be a revolution. Now that we know different types of angles, we are going to jump straight to our calculations. Let me just say we are required to calculate we calculate with the reasons the unknown angle. Let me just draw calculations. We are starting here. Calculate the unknown angle with the reasons. Calculate the unknown angle with the reasons. Let me just draw the structure. We have a structure like this one. Let me start here. We are given a line A, B, C. We have D here, we have E here. We have a 90-degree angle that is drawn over there. I have X and I have 43 degrees that is given over there. I'm required to calculate the value of X, but then for me to calculate the value of X, I have to calculate the value of X with reasons. Now, what is it that I'm supposed to do? I'm going to look at line ABC. Line ABC, it is a straight line. It's a line like this. ABC, it is a straight line. It's a line like this. So now it means looking at ABC, is a line that does not curve. Or therefore, it means that line, angles that are found within the vertex of ABC, they are going to be equal to 180 degrees. Because I know that at this point, I have a vertex here. Or a vertex is a point whereby two or more lines, they meet. So I'm going to realize that since ABC at this vertex here, it is a straight line. Therefore, it means all of the angles that are there combined, they should give us 180 degrees. Because I know that in a straight line, the sum of angles in a straight line, they add up to 180 degrees. Therefore, it means I'm going to say X plus 43 plus this angle. I said whenever you see a square box that is drawn over there, it represents 90 degrees. Therefore, it means X plus 43 plus 90 degrees combined, I'm supposed to get how much? I'm supposed to get 180 degrees because all of these angles, they lie on a straight line. Therefore, here I'm going to have a statement. Therefore, here I'm going to have a reason. So I'm going to say X plus 43 plus 90 combined, they should give us 180 degrees. The reason is going to be angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line. Therefore, after doing this, I'm going to realize it's going to take us to algebraic equations, whereby I have to group my like terms together. Now, this 43, this 90, and this 108, all of these are like terms. Therefore, it means I have a right to group my numbers together. Now, for me to group my numbers together, I can simply say X, it is equals to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 43 degrees, because the 43, it was positive on the left hand side, therefore it's going to be negative on the right hand side. Therefore I'm going to have X, which is equals to what is 180 minus 43 minus 180 minus 90 minus 43. I'm going to realize that X is going to be 47 degrees. Now it means here the angle or the amount of 10 around two arms, this angle is supposed to be 47 47 degrees. Now that is the way for us to solve for the unknown angle. But then we have another way which is going to involve complementary angles. We have what is called complementary angles. Now complementary angles are two angles that add up to 90 degrees. Two angles that add up to 90 degrees. So if this angle it is 90, automatically it means the rest of the angles they have to be 90 degrees, because sum of angles in a straight line it is 180. So if this angle ABE it is a 90 degrees, here I have 90, it means these angles combined they should be 90. Therefore it means 43 plus x combined I'm supposed to get 90 degrees. Reason for that is going to be two angles that add up to 90 degrees, therefore it's going to be complementary angles. I'm going to have complementary angles. Now I'm going to have variables together, numbers together. Now this 43 is a number and this 90 is a number. It means I have a right to group them together. Therefore I'm going to have x which is supposed to, I'm going to have x which is equals to 90 minus 43. Therefore I'll have x which is equals to 47 degrees. I'm going to have x which is equals to 47 degrees. Now let us do the second one. We are required to calculate the value of x and hence the size of each angle. Calculate the value of x and hence the size of each angle. So let me draw the structure here. I have I'm given P Q R as my diagram. I have the unknown angle here which is x. I have 3x plus 20 as the angle, 20 degrees as the angle that is formed over there. Now I know what is a straight line. A straight line is a line that does not curve. But then if I were to draw SQR, it was going to appear like this. And if I was to draw PQS, it was going to appear like this. Now when I look at these two lines, they bend. Therefore it means the angle that is found here, it cannot be 180 degrees, because a straight line, the angles that are formed, a straight line is a line that does not curve. But then if I look at RQS, it bends. Here I'm going to have RQS. It bends. Therefore the angle here cannot be 180 degrees. It means X cannot be 180 degrees. And when I look at PQS, it also bends. It means the angles that are found here, it cannot be 180 degrees. But then when I look at a line which is like this one, PQR, this particular line PQR, it is going straight. It means it is a straight line. It means all of the angles that are found within the vertex of PQR, all of the angles that are found, they combined, they should give us 180 degrees. Therefore it means I'm going to say angle, I'm going to have 3x plus 20 plus x combined, it is supposed to give me 180 degrees, because all of these angles here are within a line that does not curve. Therefore they are angles that are within a straight line. Therefore the reason is going to be angles on a straight line, on a straight line, sum of angles on a straight line. Therefore if I have such, I'm going to realize that I'm going to have 3x plus 20 plus x plus 100, it is equals to 180. It is equals to 180 degrees. Now I am going to realize that this x and this particular 3x, these are like terms. Therefore I'm going to group my numbers together and my variables together. I want to have variables on the left hand side, and I want to have numbers on the right hand side. I want to have numbers on the right hand side. It means anything that is a variable, I want to see it on the left hand side. Anything that is a number, I want to see it on the right hand side. Therefore it means I'm going to have 3x plus x, which is equal to 180 minus 20 degrees. The 20 is positive on the left hand side, therefore it is going to be negative on the right hand side. If I was if I want to group the 20 with the 180 degrees, it becomes a negative 20. I'm going to have 3x plus x, it is going to be equals to 4x, because 3x plus 1x, it is 4x. Therefore, 180 minus 20, it is 160 degrees. Now, 4 and x, they are multiplying. Therefore, what is it that what is the inverse operation of multiplication? It is division. Therefore, it means I'm going to divide by 4 both sides. Whatever that I do on the left, I should also do it on the right hand side. I'm going to have x, it is equals to, what is 160? 4 and 4, I'll be left with 1x. And what is 160 divided by 4? It is 40 degrees. It means x, it is 40 degrees, and for x, it is equals to 40 degrees. Now, going to my diagram here, it says calculate the value of x and hence the size of each angle. Now, looking at my diagram, it was a diagram that was like this. I had x here, I had 3x plus 20 here. Now, it means wherever I see x, I have to substitute the value of 40, because 14 and x, they are the same. Now, this diagram here, it can be rewritten like this. Instead of drawing a diagram like this, it can be rewritten like this. It means wherever I see x, I have a right to substitute 40. Now, instead of writing x again here, I have a right to substitute 40 degrees. Instead of writing 3x plus 20, I have a right to substitute 40 plus 20. Now, this is going to take us here, whereby I'm going to have 40 degrees as the angle that was supposed to be here. Now, what is 3 times 40 is going to be 120 plus 20. Now, this is the same as me having a structure that is like this. I'm going to have 40 degrees here, but then what is 120 plus 20 is the same as 140 degrees. All of these diagrams, they are the same. There's no difference between all of these 4 diagrams. And let me add the last one. Let me add the last structure. All of these diagrams, let me add the last 180 degrees. Now, all of these diagrams, they are the same. From diagram number 1 to diagram number 4 and diagram number 5 as well, they are the same, because I know that sum of angles in a straight line should give us 180 degrees. So all of these diagrams, they are the same. There's no difference between them. But then when they say enhance the size of each angle, it means after getting the value of x, we have to substitute it to the original angle value. Wherever you see x, we have to substitute the value of 40. Therefore, you're going to have the size of the angle that was supposed to be there. Instead of having 40, instead of having x, you have a right to substitute 40 where you see x. Now, let us go to, we have a concept that is known as vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. We have a concept that is known as vertically opposite angles. With the vertically opposite angles, before I can even go to vertically opposite angles, whenever you see a cross, something like this one, whenever you see a line with a line like this one, what is it that you can notice between these lines? You are going to see that if I take this line, I make it small, I make it big, I make it small, I make it big, there's a rate of change within them. The angle that is formed here, the angle that is formed here, and the angle that is formed here, they are the same. And also the angle that is formed this side and the angle that is formed this side, those two angles, they are the same. Vertically opposite angles, they are the same. Let us try to prove that if they are the same. Let me just draw a structure like this one, whereby, let me just assume, I don't know whether vertical opposite angles, they are the same. I'm going to have a line like this, and I'm going to have another line like that. Let me say this angle, it is x, this one, it is y. I have 164 degrees here, 164 degrees. Let me just, I'm going to add another angle here later on. If I'm given M, L, N, R, these are my lines. I have a vertex here, that is where two or more lines they meet. I'm required to calculate the value of x and the value of y. For that, I'm going to see that line ML, if I were to draw ML is a line like this, right? I'm going to have M here, I'm going to have L here. With that, I have a vertex which is found here, I have a vertex which is found here. Now ML is a straight line, right? It means the angle that are found over there, all of them combined, they should give us 180 degrees, because we know that the sum of angles in a straight line should give us 180 degrees. But then when we look at ML, it has a line that is having x, whereby we have x here and we have 164 degrees here. It means the value of x plus the value of 164 combined, they should give us 180 degrees, because these two angles are within a straight line. Therefore, I'm going to have x plus 164 degrees combined, they should give us 180 degrees. The reason being is going to be angles, the sum of angles on a straight line, sum of angles on a straight line, sum of angles on a straight line. Now, since I know the value of this 164 and this 180, both of them are numbers, I have a right to group my numbers together. Therefore, I'm going to have x is equals to 180 minus 164, because the 164, it was positive on the left hand side, therefore it's going to be negative on the right hand side. Now, what is 180 minus 164? I'm going to get the value of x as 16 degrees. The value of x is 16 degrees. Now, when I go to my diagram, I have a line which is known as Rn. When I draw Rn is a line like this, whereby I have R here and also I have N over there. Now, looking at my Rn is a straight line. It means at the vertex of Rn, the angles that are found over there combined, they should give us 180 degrees. But then when I go to my diagram here, I'm going to realize that my diagram Rn, I have x here, I have y over there. Therefore, it means the value of x plus the value of y combined, they should give us 180 degrees, because these two angles are within are within a straight line. Therefore, it's going to be sum of angles on a straight line, straight line, sum of angles on a straight line. Now, you remember substitution. Whenever I see the value of x, I have the right to substitute 16. Therefore, it means I'm going to have 16 plus y should give us 180 degrees. Therefore, I'm going to have y is equals to 180 minus 16. I'm going to group my numbers together, minus 16 degrees. Therefore, I'll have y which is equals to what is 180 minus 116? 164. The value of y is 164 degrees. Now, when I go to my structure here, if I knew vertical opposite angles from the first place, I was going to say y and 164, they are the same, because these two angles are vertical opposite to each other. Now, let me just assume I had the value of p here. Without any calculation, what do you think the value of p was going to be? I was going to say p is equals to x, because these two angles are vertical opposite to each other. Therefore, p was going to be what? Was going to be 16 as well. Reason was going to be vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Now, let us do other calculations that they involve vertically opposite angles. Let me draw a structure like this one. I have M, L, R, N. I have two. The structure is not like this. I have M here. I have M. I have L. I have 2y minus 20 degrees. I have 146 degrees here, 146 degrees. I'm required to calculate the value of y. 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 How can I calculate the value of y? Now, since we now know about vertical opposite angles, I'm going to have a vertex that is here. The angle that is found here and the angle that is found here, they are the same. So it's an angle, there's a space, there's an angle, there's a space. Therefore, it means the angle that is found here, which is 2y, and the angle that is found which is 146. Those two angles are the same. Reason is going to be vertical opposite angles, because I'm going to have 2y minus 20, it is equals to 146 degrees. Now how can I now solve for the value of y? I'm going to group my numbers together and my variable together. I'm going to have 2y, which is equals to 146 minus 20. No, I cannot say minus 20. Do we know why? Because the 20, it was already negative on the left hand side. Therefore, on the right hand side is going to be positive. Therefore, I'm going to have 146 plus 20. Because if the 20 it is negative on the left hand side, it is going to be positive on the right hand side. That was a catch. Therefore, I'm going to have 2y, it is equals to, what is 146 plus 20? 146 plus 20 degrees. Therefore, I'm going to have 2y, which is equals to 166 degrees. Now, 166 degrees, I'm going to see that 2y and 2 and y, they are multiplying. Therefore, myself, I have to do what? Divide. Because the inverse operation of multiplication, it is division. I'm going to divide by 2 both sides. Therefore, I'll have y, which is equals to, what is 166? Divide by 3. Y, it is equals to 83 degrees. Y, it is equals to 83 degrees. Now, as knowing vertical opposite angles, I'm going to realize that the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, those two angles are vertical opposite to each other. Therefore, they are equal in magnitude. They are the same. Let us now calculate the unknown angles indicated by the small letter. Calculate the unknown angle indicated by a small letters. Indicated by small letters. Now let me draw my structure. I have a structure like this one. I'm required to calculate the value of x on the structure. I have my vertex, which is here. I'm being told that the angle that is found here, it is 200 degrees. Here I have 78 degrees. I have the value of x. My lines, it is A, B, C, D. I have A, B, C, D. When I look at my diagram here, I cannot say I have vertical opposite angles. No, I don't have vertical opposite angles, because vertical opposite angles are found within an X shape, whereby the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, they are the same. Angle here and the angle here, they are the same. But then looking at my structure, I don't have such. Therefore, I cannot say I have vertical opposite angles on my structure. But then what do I have on my structure? I don't have a straight line, because on a straight line is a line that does not curve. But then when I look at my structure, I have 200 degrees, and 200 degrees, it means BC cannot be a straight line, because a straight line, the sum of angles there, they should give us 180 degrees. But then BC, it gives us an angle that is more than 180 degrees. But then I know that if I were to do this, if I were to do something like this, this is a what? This is a revolution. It means all of these angles combined, they should give us 360 degrees. Therefore, I'm going to have x plus x, the angle here, plus the angle here, plus the angle here, plus the whole of the angle here. Combined, they should give us 360 degrees revolution. Now, if that is a revolution, I'm going to have x plus 78 plus 200 degrees. They should give us 360 degrees. Reason is going to be revolution, because you know that the sum of angles on a point, they should give us 360 degrees. Therefore, the reason is going to be a revolution. Now, since I now know that the reason is going to be a revolution, these two are like terms. Therefore, I'm going to have x plus x, which is equals to 360 minus 78 minus 200. The 78 was positive on the left hand side. It's a number. I group them together. I group my numbers together, but then the 78 is positive, it's going to be negative. The 200 is positive, it's going to be negative if I take it to the right hand side. Therefore, what is x plus x? I have 2x, which is equals to 360 minus, I'm going to have 360 minus 78 minus again 200 minus 200. I'm going to have 2x, it is equals to 82 degrees. 2x is equals to 82 degrees. But then 2 and x, they are multiplying. If they're multiplying, what should I do myself? The inverse operation of multiplication is division. Therefore, I have to divide by 2. I should also divide by 2. 2 and 2, they're going to, I'm going to left with x. Now, what is x? I will have x is equals to, what is 82? Divide by 2. I'm going to have 82 divided by 2. The answer is going to be 41 degrees. The value of x is equals to 41 degrees. Now it means here I have a right to substitute 41. Even here I have the right to substitute 41. If I add all of these together, I'm supposed to get 360 degrees because it is angles around a point revolution. Now let us go to parallel lines. We have a concept whereby we have parallel lines. Now, parallel lines are two lines that will never meet. So if I draw this line and this line, now looking at these two lines, I can say these two lines are parallel, because if I were to continue drawing these lines, these two lines will continue maintaining the same distance throughout. Therefore, these two lines will never meet. Parallel lines are lines that will never meet. It is indicated by an arrow that is not at the end, not here, not at the beginning, but rather it is in between the lines here. Therefore, it means these two lines are parallel. Now looking at these two parallel lines, there's no angle that is formed, because I said an angle gets formed when two lines they meet at the very same vertex. But then looking at my line here, there's no angles that are being formed. But then I'm going to draw another line here, and that line is going to be a transversal line. Now that transversal line, it is going to make me have let me just say have A, B, C, D, E, F. Now drawing my transversal line here, I'm going to have a vertex that is formed here. I'm also going to have the vertex that is going to be formed over there. Let me just say I have G and H. G1, G2, G3, G4, H1, H2, H3, and H4. Now I have H1, H2, H3, and H4, G1, G2, G3, and G4. We have the first one, which is known as let me start with corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. Now, corresponding angles are angles that are found within corresponding angles are angles that are found within an F shape. Now, if you see a shape that is like this, a shape that is like this, whereby this line here and this line, they are parallel, and the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, those angles are the same. Now the F shape is not going to be an F shape that appears like this, but sometimes it can be like this. It can be like this as well. It can also be like this. But then as long as these two lines are parallel, the angle that is found here and the angle that is found over there, they are the same. Now looking at my structure here, which angles are in corresponding size to each other? I can say that the first F shape that I can form here, it is for me going like this up until here. It means the angle that is found here and the angle that is found here, they are the same. Therefore, looking at that structure, I'm going to say that G4, it is the same as what? Is the same as H4, because that is the angle that is formed here and the angle that is formed here. Those angles are corresponding. Now, what other shape can I form? The F shape. I'm going to realize that I do have a shape which is like this, whereby the angle that is found here and the angle that is found here, they are the same. Therefore, it means G3. Therefore, it means I can now say that the angle here, which is G3, it is the same as what? The angle that is found here, which is H4, is the same as H4. But then another way to form my shape, I can also form it like this, right? whereby the angle that is found here, which is H1, and the angle that is found here, which is G1, they are the same. Therefore, now I'm going to have G1, it is the same as what? Is the same as H1. Now, lastly, I can form my shape like this in this particular manner, whereby G2 and H2, they're in corresponding sides. Therefore, I'm going to say G2 is the same as H2. That is what corresponding angles means. Now, if you see a shape that is appears like this, whereby these two lines are parallel, the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, they are the same in magnitude. They are the same. Those two angles, they are the same. Now let us go to the calculations. We also stick to we are also going to calculate the unknown angle. Now let me just draw my diagram here. I'm going to have the diagram which is like this. A diagram which is like this. I have A, Q, I have A, I have A, B, C, D, E, F. I have A, B, C, D, and E, F. I have angle A here, and I have angle B here. And no, it's 150 degrees. I'm given 150 degrees. I'm required to calculate the value of A, on calculate the unknown angle, which is, in this case, it is A. How can I find the value of A? I'm going to realize if I'm looking for the value of A, there's a shape that is being formed, right? If I move like this, move like that, and these two lines, I'm given that these two lines, they are parallel. These two lines, they are parallel. There's a shape which is like that. I'm required to calculate the value of A. But then if I draw my shape like this, I'm going to realize that the value of A and the value of 150 degrees, they are the same. Therefore, it means I'm going to say A. It means I'm going to say that A it is equals to 150 degrees. Reason is going to be corresponding angles. Now, after writing corresponding angles, I have to write corresponding angles are only equal if the lines that are forming those corresponding angles, they are parallel. After saying corresponding angles, I have to write which lines are parallel. Therefore, I'm going to say AB, it is parallel to CD. Line AB, it is parallel to line CD. Therefore, the angle that is found here, which is 150, and the angle that is found here, which is A, those angles are the same in magnitude. Let me do another. Let us calculate another. Let me draw another structure. I have this structure whereby I have two lines that are parallel. I have two lines that are parallel. I'm given here as 83 degrees. I have X, I have Y, that is here. I have AB, which is parallel to CD. I have EF here. I have EF over there. Now, for me to find the value of X and the value of Y. Now, if I look at the value of X, I have a vertex that is formed here, right? I also have a vertex that is formed over there, right? Now, when I look at EF, it is a straight line. Therefore, it means the angles that are found here, which is 83 and X, it means 83 plus X combined, they should give us 180 degrees. Because whatever line that I see, I look at EF is a line that does not curve, which means EF, it is a straight line. It means 83 degrees, 83 degrees plus X combined, they should give us 180 degrees. Now, reason is going to be angles, the sum of angles on a straight line. Sum of angles on a straight line. Sum of angles on a straight line. Therefore, now what is it that I'm going to do now? I'm going to group my numbers together. Therefore, I'm going to have X, which is equals to 180 degrees minus 83 degrees. Now, what is 180 degrees minus 83 degrees? 180 minus 83. I'm going to have the value of X as what? As 97. Therefore, X is equals to 97 97 degrees. Now it means you remember substitution. Wherever I see x, I have a right to substitute 97. Therefore, it means the magnitude of an angle that is found here, it has to be 97 degrees. 97 degrees. But then if I'm being told that these two lines are parallel, right? I'm being given that these two lines are parallel. There's a shape that is being formed, which it is this one. Right, it is like this if I were to draw it on this side. The angle that is found here, which is y, and the angle that is found here, which is x, they are the same. Therefore, it means the value of y and the value of x, they are the same. Therefore, now I'm going to say x is equals to y. Reason is going to be what? Corresponding angles. Reason is going to be corresponding angles. Now, after writing corresponding angles, I'm going to substitute. Wherever I see y, x, I have right to substitute 97. Therefore, y, it is also equal to 97. But then after writing corresponding angles, I have to write which lines are parallel. Therefore, I'm going to say AB is parallel to CD. Line AB, it is parallel to line CD. Now, we are going to introduce alternating angles. Alternating angles. Now, alternating angles are angles that are found within the let me just draw my structure again. I have a line like this one. Right. Now, if I have a line like this one, I'm going to have A, B, C, D, E, F. Those are my lines. I'm being told that line AB, it is parallel to line CD. I'm going to write G, 1, 2, 3, 4. H, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alternating angles are angles that are found within the N shape or the Z shape. The N shape or the Z shape. Now, if these two lines are parallel, means the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, they are the same in magnitude. It means the angle here and the angle here, they are equal. The angle found here and the angle found here, they are also the same. Now, if that is the case, I have to now look at my diagram here and tell which angles are alternating to each other. I'm going to realize that there's a shape that is being formed. Like here, I start from A, I go to the vertex, from the vertex again to the value of D. The angle that is found here, which is H2, and the angle that is found here, which is G3, those two angles are within a shape like this one. I have G3 here and H2 over there. Therefore, it means these two angles, they are the same in what? In magnitude. Therefore, I'm going to say G3 is the same as what? Is the same as H2. Reason is going to be alternating angles. Another alternating angle that is going to be formed, I also have a shape like this one, whereby H1 and G4, they're also alternating angles because they're within this kind of a shape. The angle found here and the angle found here, they're the same if these two lines are parallel. Therefore, I'm going to have G4 is the same as what? The same as H1. Those it is alternating angles. Now I have to write alternating angles. After writing alternating angles, I have to write which lines are parallel. I'm going to say AB, it is parallel to CD. Now let us try to solve this particular question. Calculate the value of the angles indicated by the small letter. I'm given a structure like this one. I have A, I'm given B, D, N, S, E, EF. I have EF here. I'm being told that BD is parallel to NS because I can see these arrows that are being drawn over there. I'm given the angle here 160 degrees. I have D here, which is the angle that I'm looking for. Now, if I'm looking for the value of D, I'm going to trace from my parallel lines. Can you see this shape that is being formed over there? The angle that is found here, which is D, and the angle that is found over there, which is 164. These angles, they are they are the same in magnitude because they are formed by lines that are parallel, which is ds parallel to ns. Therefore, now I'm going to say that angle D and angle 160, they are the same in magnitude. Therefore, I'm going to say 160 degrees, it is the same as D. Reason is going to be alternating angles. After writing alternating angles, I have to write which lines are parallel. Line BD, it is parallel to line NS. Then I'm done. I now know what the value of D is, 160 as well. It is 160 as well. Now let us look at here as well. This structure again. I'm required to calculate the value of x. Now for me to find the value of x under alternating angles, let me just assume I'm given this structure, whereby here I have 80 degrees. Here I have 2x minus 20 degrees. I have R, S, P, Q, F, E. I'm required to calculate the value of x, but then here I have A1 is not an angle. It is not like, does not mean that here I have 1 degree. No, it is A1. Now for me to find the value of x, I'm going to start with alternating angles, right? So with the alternating angles, I'm going to realize there's a shape like this that is being formed. Now it means these two lines are parallel, rather. It means the angle that is found here, which is A1, and the angle that is found here, which is 2x minus 20, those two angles, they are the same in magnitude. But then for me to find A1, I'm going to see that the 80 degrees and A1, they're within a straight line. Therefore it means 80 degrees plus A1 combined should give us 180 degrees. Reason is going to be angles on a straight line. Sum of angles, I'm going to have sum of angles on a straight line, sum of angles within a straight line. Therefore I'm going to have A1, it is equal to 180 minus 80 degrees. Therefore I'm going to have A1 which is equals to 100 degrees. Therefore it means the angle that is supposed to be here, rather it has to be 100 degrees. Therefore it means if I draw my shape like this one, the alternating angle shape, the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, they are the same in magnitude. Therefore it means 100 degrees, it is the same as 2x minus 20. 100 degrees is the same as 2x minus 20. Now I have to write the reason. Reason is going to be alternating angles. After writing alternating angles, I have to tell which lines are parallel. Line RS, it is parallel to line PQ. Line RS, it is parallel to line PQ. Then now I can start solving. The 20, it is positive on the right hand side, but then if I group it with the 100, it's going to be negative on the left hand side. Now here it is here the 20, it is negative, but then if I group it with the 100, it's going to be positive, because on the left hand side, on the right hand side it is negative, on the left hand side it's going to be positive. Therefore I'm going to have 100 plus 20, it is equals to 2x. 100 plus 20, it is equals to 2x. Now what is 100 plus 20? 120, it is equals to 2x. 2 and x, they're multiplying. Therefore myself, I have to divide by what? Divide by 2. 2 and 2, I'll be left with x. What is 120 divided by 2? The value of x, it is 60 degrees. The value of x, it has to be 60 degrees. Now let us go to the last shape, which is known as co-interior angles. We have co-interior angles. Now co-interior angles are angles that are found. Let me draw my structure again. I have a structure like this one, whereby I have, let me assume this angle was 80 degrees. Let me assume this angle was 80 degrees. Now if I'm looking for this angle, given that this one here is 80, this angle as well, it was going to be 80 degrees. Reason was going to be corresponding angles, right? Now, if I was looking for this angle here, given that this one is 80, this angle is going to be 100 degrees. Reasons was going to be angles on a straight line. But then if I look at this shape, the U shape, the angle found here and the angle found here, what is 100 plus 80? It gives us 180 degrees. It means the angles that are found within this shape, the angle here and the angle here, combined, they should give us 180 degrees. Let us prove. Remember vertically opposite angles? Yes. So if this angle is 80, even this one, it has to be 80. Therefore, the angle here, it is going to be 80 degrees as well. The reason is going to be corresponding vertical opposite angles. Now, with vertical opposite angles, if this angle was 80, how many degrees was this one going to be? It was also going to be 80 degrees. Reason was going to be corresponding angles. You remember sum of angles in a straight line? If this angle is 80, that one was going to be this one. If I'm looking for this one, it was going to be 100 degrees. Now, can you see this shape? The angle found here and the angle found here combined, they should give us 180 degrees. What is 100 plus 80? 180 degrees. Now, with co-interior angles, if you see a shape like this one, a shape like this one, a shape like this one, or a shape like this one, or rather like this one, the angle found here and the angle found here, given that these two lines are parallel, the angle found here plus the angle that is found over there, combined, they should give us 180 degrees. Now let us try to calculate the unknown angle by using co-interior angles. I have a structure like this one. I'm given angle A plus 116 degrees. I have angle A here, angle A, angle 116 degrees. I have AB, CD, EF. A, B, C, D, E, F. These two lines are parallel. Now, if I look at my parallel lines, I am having a shape like this one, right? The angle that is found here, which is A, and the angle that is found over there, which is 116, those two angles combined, they should give us 180 degrees, because the reason is going to be co-interior angles. Therefore, I'm going to have A plus 116 degrees combined should give us 180 degrees. Reason is going to be co-interior angles. After writing co-interior angles, I have to write which lines are parallel. I'm going to have AB, which is parallel to CD. Line AB, it is parallel to line CD. Therefore, I'm going to have A, which is equals to 116 and 180. Those two are numbers. Therefore, I can group my numbers together. I'm going to have 180 minus 116 degrees. And I'm going to have A, which is equals to, what is 180 minus 160? 180 minus 116. Therefore, I'm going to have the value of A as 64 degrees, just like that. Now, let me draw another structure. I have a structure like this one. I'm required to find the value of X and the value of Y, given that the lines are parallel. So if the lines are parallel, I have A, I have line AB, which is parallel to line CD. I have E, EF. Parallel, it's shown by these arrows. I'm given this angle is 121 degrees. I have X, I have Y. I'm required to find the value of X. I'm also required to find the value of Y. Now, for me to find the value of X, can we see a cross shape, X shape that is being formed? The angle that is found here and the angle that is found here, they are the same. Reason is going to be vertically opposite angles. And the angle found over there and the angle that is found over there, opposite to each other, those two angles, they are the same. So it means 121 degrees. 121 degrees is the same as what? Is the same as X, because these two are vertically opposite to each other. These two are vertical. I have X here, I have 121. Therefore, these two are vertically opposite to each other. Reason going to be vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. Now, since it is vertically opposite angles, I now know what the value of X is, which is 121 degrees. Now, can you see the shape like this one that is being formed? A shape like this, the U shape that is being formed, the angle found here, which is X, and the angle that is formed there, which is Y, they are not equal, but rather when I add these two together, I'm supposed to get 180 degrees. Therefore, it means angle X plus angle Y combined, I'm supposed to get 180 degrees. I'm not going to say angles in a straight line. These two are not in a straight line, but rather they are co-interior angles. Now, you remember substitution. Wherever I see x, I have a right to substitute 121 degrees. Therefore, I'm going to have 121 plus y is equals to 180 degrees. I'm going to have y, which is equals to 180 degrees minus 121 degrees. What is 180 minus 121 degrees? I'm going to have y, which is equals to 59 degrees. That's it. I'm going to have y, which is equals to 59 degrees. I hope I've reached the lesson goals, whereby I was looking at the geometry of straight line. We have covered everything when it comes to the geometry of straight lines. The names of angles. Then from the names of angles, we looked at calculating the unknown angle. We spoke about a straight line. The sum of angles in a straight line, they add up to 180 degrees. We spoke about after a straight line, we spoke about calculating the size of each angle. We also spoke about vertical opposite angles. Those are equal. And after vertical opposite angles, we did angles around a point. Those are angles that add up to 360 degrees. And we spoke about parallel lines, which are lines that will never meet. Under parallel lines, we spoke about corresponding angles. After corresponding angles, we spoke about alternating angles. After alternating angles, we spoke about co-interior angles. Now, these are the take-home notes that you should know, the ones that are going to summarize everything for us. Right angle, if you see something like this one, it means the angle that is found here, it is 180 degrees. We have what is called equal. Now, the first equal that we spoke about corresponding angles are equal if the lines are parallel. If the lines that are forming those corresponding angles are parallel. Number two, we spoke about alternating angles. Now, alternating angles are equal if the lines forming those alternating angles are parallel. Now, the last one, the last equal, it is number three. We have vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertical opposite angles are equal. Therefore, with this structure, it means if you see something like this, the angle that is found here and the angle found there, they are the same. And also, the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, they are the same. Reason is going to be vertically opposite angles. Now, also, if you see an F shape that is being formed, the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, they are the same. If these two lines are parallel, reason is going to be corresponding angles. After writing corresponding angles, you have to tell me the lines that are parallel. Let me just say AP is parallel to CD. Now, the last one, if you see a shape like this one or the shape that is like this, the angle that is found here and the angle that is found there, they are the same. The angle found here and the angle that is found here, they are the same. If these two lines are parallel, reason is going to be alternating angles. After writing alternating angles, you have to tell me the lines that are parallel. Let me just say AP is parallel to CD. Now, the last one, we spoke about 180 degrees. The first 180 degrees, it is the what? It's a straight line. Number one, it's a straight line. So if you see a straight line, the sum of angles that are found within that straight line, they add up to 180 degrees. So if you see a line like this one, the angles that are going to be found within that vertex, all of them combined, they should give us 180 degrees. Now, number two, we spoke about co-interior angles. It means if you see a shape like this one, the angle found here and the angle found here, when you add them together, they should give us 180 degrees. Reason is going to be co-interior angles. Co-interior interior angles. After writing co-interior angles as well, you have to tell me the lines that are parallel. Let me just say AP. AP is parallel to CD. That's it. I just hope we've achieved the lesson objectives. Everything that I wanted to teach for today's topic. Thank you.